Hello, global thinkers. Today's video is something we did want to do, but somehow we were forced to do. Because for several days now, a false or at least misleading piece of news has been circulating. The launch of the BRICS Pay system, which is a new financial settlement platform designed to facilitate trade and financial transactions among BRICS member countries. Let's debunk this information right away. It's not true. And now we explain why. Granted that our analysis is not meant to be a personal attack on the various content creators, bloggers, YouTubers. It's not in our interest. However, we think it is necessary to avoid circulating fake news that may generate illusory expectations in the public opinion in order just to make clickbait, which has already happened in the past when there was a talk for months about the BRICS single currency backed by gold that later turned to be just a rumor and nothing more. Therefore, since in our YouTube channel we are used to doing research and we do our best to offer balanced but above all truthful information, we felt it necessary to make this video to explain the real situation regarding this very topic. Let's try to clarify. A few days ago, a very popular YouTube channel, which we also follow with pleasure and which often devotes its videos to the BRICS project, published a video announcing the official launch of the BRICS Pay payment system, referring to an article that appeared on LinkedIn in early September by a freelancer who deals with digital payment systems and the like. Or at least we think the source of the video is this post because there are virtually identical passages of text. Of course, you can check for yourself by referring to the links we provide in the description, as we always do under each of our videos. What does this LinkedIn post say? It gives us an analysis of the BRICS Pay website and tells us that this idea is operational and available to users in the BRICS countries. All very nice, in fact beautiful, but it is a piece of fake news that unfortunately has started to spread on the net thanks to other videos and other articles that pick up on the initial one. So let us try to break this domino effect and get back to reality. The BRICS Pay site and project have existed since 2018, but there have been no further development since the site went online. Everything has stood still at that time. To be even more precise, the project is called the New International Payment System. Back in late March 2023, we were among the first to report on the BRICS Pay project in a video that you can watch by clicking here or in the description below. Our video dealt more extensively with the issue of a single R5 currency, an idea that has been frozen by BRICS in favor of local currency consolidation projects, perhaps also following a better analysis of the failed euro experiment, but we will definitely talk about it more, but in another video. So let us return to BRICS Pay. If you do an online research, you will not find any official communication from any BRICS member announcing the launch or adoption of this system. On the same site, there are 3 official documents published, and the last one is from 2021 and has a single line on page 83 of the BRICS Business Council annual report that says, "Issues under discussion number 2, BRICS Pay commercial payment service." And that's all. As for some updates on the technical aspects of the project, which are also about 2 years old, we refer in particular to a Russian language interview with one of the developers of the application, Alexei Kazatsev, who explains that testing began exclusively among Russia, India, and South Africa, which shared some common technical and financial standards, but not with China, that instead pushed to homologate BRICS Pay to its specific standards. Another very recent interview with the same developer dates back to the beginning of October 2023 and appeared on the Russian social network Kontakte. In this interview, the same person, Alexei Kazatsev, reiterates that the project is still far from seeing the light of the day. He tells about its many positive aspects, but also about the many difficulties due to the economic interests of the various nations that obviously need to be addressed. Technically, it could all be operational in a short time, but there are other aspects to be clarified. All of the banks and financial institutions that you see represented on the app site have, yes, given their willingness to collaborate on the project, but at the moment, none of them have ever activated this system, and in no store or business in Russia or the other BRICS countries, it is possible to use BRICS Pay. Do you see this card? This is a real card from Russia's VTB bank, and I assure you that it doesn't work in any country outside Russia, unfortunately, of course. So, dear friends of Think BRICS, don't fall for this up-teens psyop, because the risk is to discredit a very complex project that will affect, first of all, retail trade between ordinary citizens. Today, Belgium's SWIFT, which is actually under US control, is the largest messaging system among banks around the world. One of the sanctions imposed on the Russian Federation was the exclusion from SWIFT, so Russian banks cannot operate with other banks abroad. This means that any banking system in any country could suffer what Russia has suffered because of policy decisions imposed by the US and its partners. So the alternative is to create another similar system. This is what the BRICS countries are doing and will implement first. Indeed, one of the main topics of the next BRICS summit to be held in Russia in October 2024 will be precisely the creation of an alternative messaging system to SWIFT, a project that the BRICS member states want to implement and which we have already discussed in an article on our blog. Find the link in the description. We understand the need to pique the curiosity of YouTube viewers and BRICS supporters, but we cannot fall back and especially end up making misinformation just to get some visibility. Hopefully we have set this issue on the right track and invite you to have your say. One last recommendation, please help us to spread this video to prevent misinformation and mystifications. Thank you for your support and see you in the next video.